Hello everyone, welcome to another brand new episode here of Tritoncraft, which is the name of the realm, which I like for ages now, I've wanted to come up with a good name for the realm that I felt was representative of me. And Triton is, obviously a moon of Neptune, but something that I also have included in a lot of works of fiction that I have written. So, I was really excited to finally name the realm. I'm so excited. I've got a lot of really frustrating stuff to tell you guys about today, so let's go ahead and we'll jump into the game here. And first of all, this is a little bit of a derp on my part, but this is a re-record again because I was streaming the other day, and or actually when I recorded the Hermitcraft tours, I in OBS turned off the capture settings for Bedrock Edition and then forgot to turn them back on when I recorded last time. So it was me on camera for about 10-15 seconds at the beginning, and then 40 minutes of just blackness as I talked at Minecraft stuff that was apparently happening, but yeah. So this will be a re-record, plus you'll get to see all the progress that I have made since then while I eat some carrots. But like I said, first we're going to start out with some frustrations that I am having in this game. And I mean, it's called Bugrock for a reason, but it's really getting frustrating now. So I just was sitting AFK at the raid farm, and when I got back from my AFK session, I took a look inside of the killing chamber just to see what was going on in there. The raids were still going, the Trident killer was still working, and I noticed there was a huge pile of stuff sitting inside of the Trident killer, inside of the killing chamber. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I broke away some blocks, 12 to be exact, and I found a whole bunch of items sitting in there. And so I flew down here to the storage chest and found a minecart sitting in here. No hopper, so apparently the hopper and the hopper minecart broke and despawned, but the minecart made its way into the storage system, and that I ended up getting back. So the hopper minecart is broken up there. So I'm now going to have to fix the storage system. So, I mean, and I looked after this, I was probably like 2 hours. Probably like a good 2 hours, so, and I got next to nothing. So this had to have happened pretty early into the AFK session, so I got next to nothing. This is from a previous AFK session, so we are sitting pretty on emeralds once again. But I am going to clean this up really quickly, and then we will head over to the main island where I've got a couple other things to talk about, and then we're going to get to work on the tree farm. So I will see you guys in a bit. And, oh, I love this tunnel. I really got to get back to work and get finished with that tunnel. I got so distracted building things, as I always do. And this is just, I've noticed, kind of going through old episodes and looking at old stuff, like, this is a continuing theme with me. Like, I've started projects, like, at the very beginning of this series that I still haven't done. And then there's projects that even way predate the YouTube stuff. So, it's just one of those things that I think will never ever get done. So first things first, let's talk about our farmers, our now transported farmers, which this has been a lot of my headache playing Minecraft over the past several days because I tried to do something. And if you saw the last video, you saw the thing that I tried to do, and I still have never put this bed back. Why did I never put that bed back? Where is that bed even? I don't even know. But essentially, I tried to add a stonemason hall down inside of the cave system, which you know if you saw the last video. So, for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's a bug in Bedrock Edition or if it's just a thing or whatever the case may be, but my stonemasons decided that they were going to try to steal beds from every other villager within a 100-block radius. I don't know, like I said, if that's some kind of thing that is only unique to Bedrock, if Java does that too, whatever the case may be. But apparently, so whenever you spawn villagers into the world, they will, and I never fixed his sign, they will just automatically choose a bed that's within a 100-block radius, like any random bed. And I don't think they're supposed to be able to take beds that are claimed, but that's exactly what was happening. So they ended up stealing a bunch of beds from these guys. They ended up stealing a bunch of beds from all of my farmers. And then, like, the problem is once one guy does it, then it becomes kind of a vicious cycle of people claiming beds ad nauseum. So you had a point where, like, basically I think only 3 of the clerics and I think the toolsmith still had their claimed beds. Like, all the librarians, everybody else had lost their beds. The farmers, forget about it. The farmers didn't even have a chance. None of the farmers were sleeping in their correct beds, and I'm really wondering if it wasn't the farmers that initially did the whole thing on their own, and people are trying to claim to be the leader of the village. Okay, you guys do you. But at any rate, I don't know if it was because I built that stonemason hall down there. I don't know if it's a Bedrock Edition bug with villagers or whatever the case may be. So I decided that anytime I have any kind of trading hall or any kind of villager trading, and I mean, how much are you really going to need? I understand that. But, you know, anytime I build a system of villagers and whatnot, they're all going to be in one location in an area, and then there's not going to be anywhere near spawnable area for that. So I decided to rip my farmers completely out of here, which was a nightmare, but not as big of a nightmare as it was to get more librarians in here to fill out all of these different things. And we've done that. So I now have a couple of guys that do unbreaking and mending. I also upgraded most of these guys to max level. You can see diamonds there on the pouches. Most of these guys are max level now, so they also have a couple of other really decent books. And some of them just do bookshelves, because I don't know. I honestly have never seen a Riptide book on a librarian. I really want Riptide 3 in here, but I just got frustrated and could not handle it anymore. So I just decided to take bookshelves. But the other great thing about librarians is they also do lanterns. Almost all of them do lanterns as a level 2 trade. And then some of them also do, come on, where are we? Some of them also do glass, and this is 20 blocks of glass for 5 emeralds. And, I mean, given the amount of glass that we use, I mean, it allows us to save up our sand for making things like concrete and whatnot, so we don't have to waste it on that. So, yeah, we've got a bunch more librarians in here now, and they are all in really good shape. So we could realistically, like, with all the emeralds we have, the gear that we have, we can still buy gear from the toolsmith, the weaponsmith, all that. We could easily, and I mean easily, kit ourselves out, even if we had absolutely no books, which we obviously have a huge storage of books down in the library. But I had to move the farmers, and we had to move the stonemasons as well. The stonemasons is really what I want to talk about, so we're going to get there later, because I want to show you what I did with the farmers. They were initially, until last night, sitting on a bunch of boats out in the middle of the ocean, because I just didn't want to deal with them. Oh, my lord. So instead, because the volcano will be over here eventually, I decided to just build a structure over here, because this is where they are going to stay. And then the farmers will just be inside of the volcano whenever the volcano gets built. And I decided to go with the build palette of jungle and diorite, which I think looks interesting. I don't dislike it. I kind of more like less the planks and more the actual stripped log and the regular log against this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a darker stone color over here, and I think we're going to actually get rid of the actual jungle planks, because I'm not the biggest fan of the planks themselves. But is it almost nighttime? It is almost nighttime, so we can go in here and we can take a peek at these guys when they all go to bed, which I think they already just did, or at least they're trying to. Pathfinding over a composter is the most difficult thing in the world when you're a farmer, it turns out. But yeah, these are all of our farmers that used to be over in my house, and now they are over here. But you will also notice up here there is a whole row of dispensers, which we are going to actually disperse these glass bottles into. And these are all from the raid farm, so this is all not glass that I had to waste, which is also really, really good. I always like that. And come on, we gotta get a nice even stack and a half in here. Yes, I am this OCD about stuff. Don't ask questions. It's okay. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. All right, so we're just going to have 56 left over. It's fine. It's completely fine. So I actually came over here, and one of the biggest problems, and I'm going to show you that in a moment too, one of the biggest problems I was having as I was trying to breed villagers is I was running out of bread. And I know you can give them other stuff, but I just like giving them bread. So I was like, I don't have my farmers put down. And see, this guy, all he has to do is move 2 beds over, and he will not do it. He just stands here. Oh boy. Why are you in here? Well, he just wanted to ruin the surprise, I guess, even if the buzzing didn't give it away. But yeah, so I took a whole bunch of the beehives, half full of bees, basically moved them all over here, added a whole bunch of flowers all over the hillside over here, and moved a bunch of bees over here. And then we actually hooked up a hopper line, and we connected it into this chest, so that way, whenever I go inside here, and we'll do this here, whenever I go inside here, so it was these two on the front here, we're just going to boop and boop, hit the button on those dispensers, and then we come out back, and bada bang, what? How did I get... See, sometimes, like, a plain glass bottle will come out and no honey. So the honey bottle is, yeah, it's still in the actual dispenser. Whatever. It's okay. I'm not too chaffed about it. Sometimes that happens because of kind of the random nature of dispensers. Like, that is just what they do. When I hit this button, it fired off, or when I hit that button, it fired off that dispenser, even though I didn't hit that button. Oy vey. So yeah, so that's where the farmers went. We moved them over here. I did a little bit of terraforming over here, just because obviously we're not going to do a bulk of this until, and I mean, the honey's slow going because I'm never really over here. When we're over here actually building the volcano, that's going to be gangbusters, and that's kind of what I was thinking. It allows us to just collect that much more honey. I decided for whatever reason as a decorative thing, because this will be the edge of the island, the volcano ends here. So I decided to just plant a whole bunch of bamboo over here for whatever reason. I have no idea why. But we made the decision. It kind of is what it is. So yeah, so there are our farmers. That's not much. I'm still kind of in progress on that house. And then over here is an even more temporary structure right here, which is a villager breeder. Basically, and you can see a lot of these are babies because I finished taking the villagers I needed and left. Just got right out of here. And there's cats everywhere. But yeah, I mean, essentially, this is where we breed up our villagers. And then from here, they have to take a nice boat ride all the way over here. All the way over here, past the tree farm. And then right to here, which is where we dock them. And then this is close enough to the underground where basically what I was doing is I blocked this off. And then I block off this part of the island over here. So they had to climb on shore and they had to go in here. And then I knocked out this floor and then pushed the boats inside, put them back in boats, I should say. Pushed them into that hole and then broke the boats. And by then, you know, they just ran down the stairs to where their slumber awaited them. So that was what I was working on there. I did some work on the tree farm, which I'm going to show you. And then we are going to go take a look at our stone masons. Why did I come out here? Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to also do bees because this is Minecraft and I want to have more natural beehives. And they are supposed to naturally spawn beehives on trees, just like a 1 in 20 chance or something like that. So I'm waiting for that to happen over on that island there because I had to clear some of that wood out because I needed wood for something. I can't remember what I needed wood for. But regardless, I've also continued to amass supplies to begin construction at long last on this tower over here. We've got red and black stained glass. We've got black and red terracotta. We've got nether wart blocks. We've got black and red terracotta. We've got obsidian and blocks of coal, magma blocks, and then we have our red and black concrete in there. I think we finally pretty much got everything we need to start construction on this thing, and it's just a matter of me actually getting to do it. I just haven't had the time yet. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't had the time. I have had the time, and then I had to spend all of that time reorganizing, rearranging, and moving villagers. But the important thing is everybody's linked up to their proper workstations. Everybody's linked up to their proper beds. Sort of. Sort of. It's just the lamentations will be endless. Absolutely endless. And we've just got a ton, and I mean a ton of emeralds. Let's see. We're going to put... there we go. We're just going to stick these in here because these are all going to go down to the stonemason farm. I still have all these glass bottles on me, and you know what? This is how much I care. Right in the garbage. just because we have the raid farm and it will provide us with just tons and tons and tons of glass bottles. So it's always really, really nice. Let's see. What else was I going to show you guys? I can't remember now. Because like I said, I spent so much time working on... Oh, you know what I was going to do is I was going to find my bed and actually put it back because I can actually have my bed again in my house. I have not had a bed there. Like, I had to literally remove every other bed anywhere near the island. And it's the same kind of frustration that I have with workstations, you know, like they're right in front of an open workstation that's not claimed by anybody, but yet they won't take it, and they will take a workstation that's 50 blocks away through 5 walls that they can never, ever, ever get to in a million years. Just, I mean, again, I don't know why mechanics for villagers are designed that way. It does not make a lot of sense to me. Like, you would think, okay, there's a villager right in front of me, like, this should be easy peasy, this should be no problem. Game doesn't work like that, though, sadly. So, alright, let's get up here, and now I want to show you guys the tree farm. I kind of needed daytime so I could show you the tree farm. For one, you will notice I ripped the top off of this, and this was actually a time-lapse that I had done in the video that no longer exists, because it was, again, audio only. Because the tree farm has been in dire need of upgrade for some time. Absolutely some time. So, I decided to come in here and rip the top off of the tree farm, and we have redesigned the water column system in it. And we have also redesigned the exterior of the structure here. I also need to breed bees because I replaced a lot of these honey hives over here and took a lot of the bees over to that island over there. So now my bees, I do not have a lot over here. Although bees are one mob that I've noticed in Minecraft. They do spawn naturally. Like, they will just spawn naturally because there's open hives and because there's a bunch of flowers and stuff. Because there are tons, and I mean, I have probably killed 24 bees over in that structure over there that they get pathfinding over there, and then they get stuck in that structure over there, and they can't get back over here. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, we can take a look at our tower here, or at our farm, our tree farm. And what I decided to do is I punched out these little windows. Just punched out these little windows and added in the different types of woods for accents, just to give this thing a little bit of depth, because I was really, really tired of just looking at a glorified box. Now, it's still going to be pretty boxy. There's not a ton I can do about that. It's the nature of a tree farm. You just kind of have to have a big area for it. But it definitely at least has a little bit of extra depth, and plus we're adding a little bit of extra color in here, plus wood, because it's a tree farm, so that makes 100% sense. We have not done the other side yet. I am going to work on that in this video. We'll probably do a time-lapse or something on that, because I got to do this side over here. But as you'll notice, we have also completely redesigned the water and item collection system in here. So now this all just starts up here. I've also got to redo the lights on the back, because I've been replacing all the lights with sea lanterns. So now things will fall down in here, and then they will just slowly bloop, make their way bloop, all the way bloop, down here bloop, into this hopper line. And this is where they get shot into the item collection system once everything gets collected down here. Now, this has a couple of drawbacks, I think. Number one, I have not seen a single squid spawn in this farm ever since I did this, but that's okay, because we are going to build something of a squid farm. Something of a squid farm. Which is to say, I'm going to stick a bunch of magma blocks in the ocean at a certain place and stick some minecart hoppers underneath them, and just whatever they collect, they collect. And I think I may honestly build my first item filters in that system, because I don't need fish. We do not need fish whatsoever. So we are going to basically just get rid of all the fish, and we will save all of the ink from that system. It's not going to be nearly as big as the one that Silent Whisperer designed, and it's also going to not be like, I'm not going to like block out spawning for a lot of the other areas like I probably will for some. It's just going to be a much smaller scale farm. Like I just can't justify the amount of time and resources that would take to build a system like the one that he had in his tutorial. It's a great farm. It's an awesome farm. If this realm had like a ton of people on it, we needed a ton of ink, it would make perfect sense. The only other thing I really need to kind of get rid of here, and I don't necessarily know how big of an issue these little windowsills in here are going to be, because when you have trees like this, when you have a jungle tree up here like this, when I break those things, if something falls, if it's going to land on one of the blocks over here, it's going to land on top of the wall anyway. It's not going to fall down here into the windowsill, but some smaller trees may have some leaves fall in here. I honestly don't believe that I'm going to stick a ceiling back in here. I've thought about it, and I'm kind of not feeling it. Or at least maybe we'll do like one strip that goes all the way across the middle or something. But I'm really not thinking that kind of grid pattern that we had in here because, number one, it was inhibiting the growth of our dark oak trees. And number two, it's just, you know, we just don't need it. Like, we just don't need it. It just kind of is what it is. I mean, it did make for an easy, you know, point to jump off onto the top of trees and whatnot, but, you know, I mean, whatever. Ow. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where I just really don't feel like it. I really don't think I will put much of a, I mean, we'll probably put something. Like I said, we'll probably put like just one line going from this center point right here all the way across the middle. But I don't think we're going to do that whole grid pattern that we had in here at one time. Or, you know, maybe we can do 3 rows or something, maybe where the initial, these lights are. And I think I still may, I may not, I haven't decided yet, but we may end up increasing the size of this thing, height-wise. But if we don't put a roof back on it, we're not going to need to. So I'm kind of caught in the middle there. I don't know what I want to do necessarily, because I don't want this to be too much taller, because it's just this kind of big open thing. I can see there's 4 bees over here. There's not a terrible lack of bees. But you know what I want to do is let's... we're going to breed 1 bee baby. 1 bee. Hey! Come here. Make love to him. There we go. Baby bee. 1 extra bee. So that's nice. That's nice. And these guys are working on, you know, getting honey over here, and it's working out pretty nicely. So yeah, so the tree farm, like I said, that's going to come in a time lapse a little bit later on in the video. But for now, I want to get to the meat of this video, which is in the thumbnail, which is me falling into the... There we go. So if you'll recall at the end of the last video, the stonemason hall that I had initially designed was right down the stairs and inside of my old mining area. The original mining area, that was the original branch mining system that I built long time ago. Long time ago, before this was ever a realm. This was the initial branch mining system because this is where the stairs came down from up above. This is where the stairway came down from the island up above. And ever since I built a structure on the interior, and obviously we've been doing a lot of other building and a lot of other things, a lot of that has changed. I do love that this hallway down here is also a slime chunk, so that's why I keep it kind of nice and open like this. This is where it was, right here. This is where I had built this stonemason hall, and you can see some of the quartz and some of this other stuff. This is all going to stay here. I'm not going to remove any of that. Remnants of a build that was. But unfortunately, yeah, I kind of just got so frustrated with villagers. Like, I mean, if they're going to be that finicky about stuff like that, it's mind-numbing. So I'm going to keep all of them separated in different spawnable areas. So that way it should never be an issue again. So if we want to go to one farm, we just have to go to one farm. We want to go to another farm, we got to go to another farm. It's just as simple as that. Sometimes these guys can get a little bit annoying, though. Every once in a while. You might wonder why I don't just build a slime farm, and it's because we don't need one right now. We have these slime chunks. Like, these slime chunks definitely exist. If we ever need to build a slime farm, I can. But I get so much slime just from wandering around down here and doing stuff. Like, they spawn all the time, and it's so lit up down here that they're the only mobs that spawn in here. So you don't need to. You don't need to worry about any of the other nonsense. This is where our old villager breeder was back here. And then we had to move everything down here into the brand new stonemason hall. And I promised myself I would not sing too much of the Stonecutter's song from The Simpsons. But I you know, I can't make any guarantees, any promises necessarily. But essentially what we have here is every single color of glazed terracotta, every single color of regular terracotta you can buy in here. And to go down through this entire thing one time and buy all of the quartz, because they also sell quartz pillars and quartz blocks, even though I don't need any more quartz pillars at all. Like, literally at all. Like, I need to not buy any more because I have way too many now. But 60 blocks of emeralds. 60 blocks of emeralds you go through, just going all the way down and buying all of the glazed terracotta, all the regular terracotta, and all of the quartz. So it's amazing. And I'm really, really loving this. Like, once you get them outside of a chunk without any other villagers in it and get them by themselves, you just slap some beds down and breed them and put workstations down, and the only workstations they have to grab are their stone cutters. But therein lies my problem. Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. So for some reason, and I don't know why this is, but see these guys over here? Oh yeah, everything's perfectly for sale. Everything looks great. For whatever reason, these guys over here do not want to replenish their trades. I don't get it. I do not understand it. It does not make sense to me at all. They will not replenish their trades. So this, I am assuming, at least, is another fun Bugrock feature where what I'm thinking is, the way I designed these cells, you'll see, and I wanted to do this because I wanted to have this kind of look like this nice shop counter with this nice quartz, smooth quartz stair on the front here. I love the way that that looks. And then, of course, you'll see they just went to bed. We put the stone cutter on a little ledge. Words are so hard. On a little ledge behind them. We just stuck the stone cutters back there because I think it looks really, really cool back there. And they can still access them very, very easily. I promise you, I have been through here 12 times buying all the terracotta that I possibly can to fill up our storage full of terracotta and glazed terracotta. The problem is, I think what's happening is I think that's a chunk border right there. So I think that the workstation appears in a separate chunk. And I think for whatever reason, because it's Bugrock, I think for whatever reason, these villagers are not syncing up. I mean, okay, so let me take that back. They're syncing to these workstations. Like if I go in here, which one did the cyan glazed. So if I go in here, we already made sure this guy, we know he's not replenished his trades, right? If I break this, yeah, he gets the little particles over his head, and if I replace it, boom. He's definitely the one that's linked to that workstation. So it's not that they can't get to their workstations. They can, because these guys over here have no problems. No problems. But I think it's because, like I said, I think this is a chunk border, and the kind of annoying thing about that is if I want to try to fix that, I'm going to have to either widen the room out by 1, or I'm going to have to shrink the room by 1. Or I'm going to have to move the workstations back to where I initially had them, which was right here on the floor. Now this still works. I can still do that, but I just think it looks so nice with these just nice white countertops in here. I love, again, all these bricks. Every single thing in here was purchased from the stonemasons, obviously. And I think that's so, so nice. I love this just nice quartz design here with the 2 columns leading into the water streams, which eventually will connect to a structure on the surface, which I haven't constructed yet. And I haven't, you'll see the, obviously the blocks are still here because I haven't built this. I don't want people using this unless they're only flying to the structure and coming straight down, because you will notice on this map how close we are to the Guardian farm. If we go up to the surface, if we go up even to the ocean floor, we're close enough to those Guardian spawn cells for Guardians to start spawning into the Guardian farm. They do not do so, however, when you're down here at level 12. They do not spawn in. Even if I'm all the way down here at this end of the farm, and I have tested this extensively, no Guardians will spawn in the Guardian farm, which is really, really nice. And this is also going to be another portal, which I have not lit yet, obviously. So yeah, so it's another frustrating feature of Bugrock, but I am super, super proud of this build. I'm trying to get more and more detailed. This floor was inspired by Stress Monster. You actually saw me go to her castle if you watched my Hermitcraft tour series, touring the Season 6 world of Hermitcraft. This is the way she has the floor done in her castle, and I just absolutely love this. I think it looks absolutely amazing. So I decided to, borrow it. I'm sure Stress isn't the only one that's ever done that, but I just think it looks absolutely stunning. I love the way that the logs look in that interlocking pattern. Even though it kind of gets lost a little bit here, you don't get to see as much of it kind of because of the glazed terracotta here. But especially when you get out here, I think that just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I think it complements the quartz really, really well. And I think it bleeds into the cave system really, really well. You'll also, of course, notice that all of our iron golems and cats are being held prisoner out here in boats because they're really, 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 really annoying. I think what I may try to do at some point, and if I ever get industrious enough, I may dig out channels, go back behind the farms here to about the midpoint, to about right here, and build like small rooms on that side and on that side, and then lock them in those rooms so they're not just sitting here in the hallway, because I'm obviously going to try to do something else with this hallway. I'm not going to lie, I kind of really love this decor. I may continue this entire quartz decor system all the way down the tunnel, and we can build different things in here. We can build different farms. We can build not more shops, not more traders, not more villagers, because, I mean, again, these guys are isolated down here because they were stealing bed, like legitimately bed thieves. They were just like, nope. Like, I noticed when I was first building it, and I think I might have mentioned it in the last video, that they were all trying to cram into a specific cell. Like, they were trying to get upstairs because they were locked into the thing, and they couldn't get out. And I'm like, what on earth are these guys doing? It didn't make sense to me, but that's why, because they were linking to beds that were up inside of my base area. Maddening. I really wanted to add an element on the sides here that was a nice decorative kind of thing. I ended up putting just the regular terracotta here, so that way you can see what color of regular terracotta they have. This is if you want to just come down here and kind of piecemeal. You don't have to just come down here and buy them out of everything all the way up and down the rows. You can just come in here and just kind of grab whatever you want. You know, say you just need a bunch of purple for a project. Well, okay, I know he's got regular purple there. I know he's got regular purple there. I know there's glazed purple there. You know, so you know where you have to go and what guys you have to stop at if you want to be able to pick up. And there's a lot of purple. There's a lot of purple terracotta. I think purple and pink, believe it or not, are the two colors I have most in regular terracotta. And blue and red are actually the two I have the least in, but then I have a lot of blue and red glazed. So, you know, it's a kind of one of those fun trade-offs. It will never be perfect. Like, I could go through. There's a couple of them that are really nice. No, it's not you. It's one of the pink guys. I think one of the lime guys. Yeah, see, where it has pink terracotta and pink glazed. Like, that would be super ideal. And if I had the kind of time or patience to sit here and breed stonemasons over and over and over. Who controls the British crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. We do. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, if I wanted to do that, like sit here endlessly breeding villagers, I mean, I could. I definitely could. But I'm not going to do it. Because you can just as easily, and nothing for nothing, but the more of these guys there are, the more bricks they have. You can even buy some of these polished different variants of, you know, your fancier stone blocks and quartz. You can just buy tons and tons more quartz. I wish I had more stonemasons that had just normal quartz blocks, which is what you make smooth quartz out of. But more of these guys have pillars. I think you get about 1 stack of quartz blocks and then 1.5 stacks of quartz pillars. And I'm not going to lie, I don't find quartz pillars to be all that useful. Because, I mean, aside from building columns like this, I mean, I obviously need to think of something to use them with because now I have a ton of them. And that block is also wrong up there. Well, show the farm in action here. Yeah, there we go. I just looked up there. I was like, wait a minute, that does not look right. Why does that not look right? Oh, that's why. There we go. So yeah, so it's just one of those kind of things. It's just going to continue to be a work in progress over and over and over and over and over and over and over. But like I said, I have to believe that this has got to be a chunk border. So what's going to end up having to happen, and you know what, it's kind of too late in the night cycle to do it now. I'm wondering if I could put it in like this little window spot here that I made and do the window spot instead. The only problem is I'm going to have to block up that back wall again because they love, if I remove these, like I've had to remove these things and I put the stonecutters on the front ledge so they'll replenish their trades. And then what a lot of these guys will do is they will go and they will hide in this cubby and then you can't reach them from in here. I can reach the stonecutter, but you can't reach a villager if they're standing all the way in there against the back wall. So I'll have to put another one of the glazed terracotta blocks in there, which is really, really frustrating. But that's something we're going to worry about later necessarily. I don't know if that's something I want to worry about right now. But yeah, I need to make sure that they can replenish their trades all the time without me having to worry about it, because you should be able to come down here and just clean a house. Like I said, I really don't know what I'm going to design here in terms of an actual thing, or what else we can use this hallway for, if anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything. You know what would be really cool? You know what one thing I could really, 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 really do down here would be some kind of farm that would run lengthwise this way and have a bunch of minecart hoppers underneath it collecting all of the drops as they go through. I don't necessarily know what kind of farm I would build that I would need to do that with. I'm just trying to think. I don't, like, bamboo, no. Sugarcane, no. Melon and pumpkin, no. A lot of those need flying machines to harvest them anyway, which don't work in Bedrock, so it's kind of a moot point. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I really could, though. I really could use that space for something of that nature. So I've got to think of what I can do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to collect some supplies. I believe it is time for us to head out to the tree farm. And we are going to set to work out there working on the other side of the tree farm. And I don't know. We'll see if we can get up into any other shenanigans in this episode. Coming up in episode 20, I wanted to drop this now just because I remembered as I was just talking that episode 20 is going to be another world tour video. I'm going to do a video this time. I'm not going to do a live stream because the live streams are a lot jankier. When I pull down the videos from Twitch, they're just not nearly as good. Speaking of which, follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/epicfilm. Yeah, never mind. If I can't say it right, I shouldn't get followers, right? Twitch.tv/epicfilm, guys. Follow us over there. That's where the live stream for the Cure is going to be happening. And that's going to be May 27th through the 31st. 48 hours plus a 4-hour kickoff event to raise $10,000 for the Cancer Research Institute. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I absolutely cannot wait. We need to raise lots and lots of... This is supposed to be like a shower. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Make it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain. But obviously, real money. You know. But, yeah. So I'm going to collect some supplies. We're going to go work on that. And then, like I said, episode 20 will be another world tour video. I want to check out all the different things that have changed here necessarily, you know, compared to the initial world tour video I did when I first started the Realm series, the Tritoncraft series here on YouTube. So hold on for me for just a moment. We're going to grab some supplies and we're going to head outside to the wood farm. And we are back as we slowly make our approach in on the little trading hall thing here. Now, I know I'm going to get comments about it. So I promise I already fixed it. I already fixed it because I totally derped when I initially set up this honey farm. And I totally know it. So I don't want anybody to worry. And in fact, we could just probably pop one of these blocks right out of here. And yeah, we have all the dispensers spread out in here. So that way, and what I also need to do is that this row of diorite needs to come out of here as well. I need to get some redstone, and we actually need to stretch a redstone signal across the top of this. And then we're just going to do a single button on this, because what's happening is I hit like one button on this, but the redstone powers the next dispenser over. And so it's kicking out some empty bottles. But if we just run a redstone line over this and one button, and then we just wait until all the beehives are full, click the button, all of the full honey bottles will go down into our system down below. So it's all good in the neighborhood. Now, the real question is, do I have any redstone stuff on me? So this video is just about done. I realized when I recorded the last one that, yeah, there wasn't much more to add to this. And we've got a lot of stuff that we want to do in the next episode. So I don't want to get started on anything else. I don't have any redstone on me. I'm going to have to go to my redstone box, which is down here. Also, these villagers over here are really mad at me because every time an iron golem spawns, he comes and tries to beat me up. So I'm not sure. Like, I went and got a whole bunch of splash potions of instant health and was like showering them with health and like trying to be super nice to him. I'm like, but guys, I love you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how well that. We'll see how well all that plays out, I guess. But can I pop off these buttons from up here? Yes, I can. So 2, 3, 4. We're gonna leave the middle one, and then there we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't. They're buttons. I don't really care if I can save them or not. Not really all that important to me. But now what we'll have is and I'm gonna hit the button just to demonstrate. But boop, all of them will dispense all at once now. So basically all we have to do is just wait until all of the hives are full, and then we will be rolling in the honey. We will be rolling in the sweet stuff. Absolutely rolling in it. Yeah, I also decided to kind of do a little bit of a redesign in this building. You may notice I need to get some slabbage over here, I think. Maybe we'll do some direct steps. This is not going to be a permanent roof, by the way. This was just kind of meant to close off the top of the structure. Like, that's all I was really, really concerned with doing at this point in time. But I actually ended up getting rid of all of the jungle planks, you'll notice. All of the jungle planks are gone. We just have the stripped jungle logs and then the regular jungle logs. I love... Yeah, see? There we go. I mean, we just got a whole bunch of empty bottles down here now, which is fine. We'll refill those into the dispensers later at a different point in time. But yeah, I really love the contrast between the diorite and this log texture. I may do something else. I may add something else in there or whatever, but I didn't like the jungle log or the jungle planks per se. So I am glad that I got rid of those. And also we are trying desperately to grow a birch tree or, you know, a birch tree or an oak tree, whatever, that has a bee's nest on it, but I have not yet had any luck. I just want one actual beehive. They're supposed to spawn like 1 in 20 chance or something like that. At least you know what? That might be one of those dumb things that's not the same for Bedrock for no reason whatsoever. But we're gonna keep trying anyway until we get a couple more hives and kind of see what happens. But I mean, see, we're already filled up there. But I want to get like an armada of bees kind of popping up out of here. You can see we still got some babies over here. But yeah, so we're gonna head over to the ocean that I just fell into right now. We're gonna head over to the tree farm here because this is where we are gonna end today's video, is right over here working on the side of this tree farm. And there's a dying phantom over here somewhere. Goodbye, sucker. Can I actually land on the side of this farm now? I still need to think of something to do with the front and the back of this farm. I want to change the shape of this thing. I don't want it to just be so boxy. So I'm trying to think of some other things that I can add to the front here. Aside from the purple, you know, runners going up the sides, I kind of like those. I think those are going to stay right where they are. And I might add one going up each of the sides as well. But for now, what we need to do is we need to knock down this entire side of the build over here. That will be a super fast time lapse as I tear this apart. So I will see you guys in the next episode, where I don't remember planned right at this moment. I got so much stuff that I want to do that I'm trying to get done, and one thing I really want to try to do is get some work done on the big turtle. Yes, turtle. I got so much different stuff I've got to get done and that I would like to get done. I still got to fix the raid farm. I've got to fix the villagers that are down, the stonemasons. Oh, okay. Who holds back the electric car? Who makes Steve Gutenberg a star? We do. Okay, no more of that nonsense. Thank you all so much out there, everybody, for watching. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the video. I'm hitting all the fish at the bottom, and I can't take off. It is driving me nuts. Let me out of here. Yeah, so right into the trees. See if I can actually get out of here before the end of the video. Please, again, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you are so inclined, please don't forget to ring that bell. You know you want to. You know you want to. Thank you so much out there, everybody, for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Tritoncraft. Bye-bye. I don't know where I'm going to go. That was so close to me dying.